In my mind, if the community dies, okay, I get it. Nobody's there to continue. But the church was even with 25 people, I told the guys at school, why would you not go there? Doesn't a church of 25 deserve the same kind of teaching?
Join me as we uncover the history of this abandoned church. Hi, I'm Brian, and you're watching Abandoned Upstate. Today, we're talking about the impacts of losing a legacy. In the case of Cadis Baptist Church, I'm not sure if it's been erased, forgotten, or perhaps a bit of both. Nestled in the rural hills of northeastern Pennsylvania sits a community that was inspired for generations.
Yeah, I grew up on the Montrose Turnpike at the very far end, the part that was about 3 houses from Pennsylvania, from the PA line. And I knew the church was there, and I used to bike by it periodically. But I don't think it was ever on a Sunday, so I couldn't tell you. But I'm sure it was used because it was mowed, right? And it had, it always looked clean, and it was, whitewash paint and everything. So it was a cute little church, right? That was the best I knew of it.
When looking back at nearly 3/4 of a century of aerial imagery, there's not a single frame that shows a car parked at the church. But what you do see is growth in a community, the church expands, a dairy farm grows, fields turn into forests, but most notably the creek, Prince Hollow Run. It's growing and expanding with no regard for what lays in its path. One baptismal service was recorded in which 20 people entered the cold creek to pledge their faith. Now let's shift and take a look back at that 1858 map again. The church's roots start here at Brother Dunham's house in 1834, where the first Free Will Baptist Church of Windham was formed. Throughout the years, service was held at both Finch's Corner and Prince Hollow schoolhouses. Land was donated here by Seth and Fanny Prince Nichols, and the first stone was laid on October 8, 1881. The steeple was still topped with the arrow weather vane seen here, placed by loving hands in 1881, lasting until its untimely demise. Fast forward to the oldest known photograph of the church, October 16th, 1950. At this time, the church still had informal seating, lacked electricity, and indoor plumbing. There was a small wood stove on either side of the room for heat.
All these people, and many thousands more, are neighbors of the infant who sleeps in Philadelphia.
Okay, so I was doing some more digging on the Cadis Baptist Church last night and actually found a pastor who is not only alive, but actively practicing. So, LinkedIn. Geez, hey, never knew that was going to be a valuable resource. I actually helped in fill in a chunk in the timeline of pastors. So, step one is going to be to get a hold of this guy. So I figured first, let's just call the church and see if he's there, see if we can get a hold of him.
Hi, thank you for calling First Baptist Church. God bless. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Hi, this message is for Pastor Risey. So I'm calling in reference to the Cadis Baptist Church, which is unfortunately demolished. And I'm putting together some historical research and was hoping to get maybe a first-hand account. Okay, hi. Good morning. Just a quick little update on the Cadis Baptist Church. I talked to Pastor Rizzy. It was last night. He called me back. We were out of the house getting some food. So I don't want the call recorded, but I did talk to him. Two of the quick things that he mentioned to note about the church was, number one, that very small congregation. The largest congregation he could remember on a Sunday was 25 people. And the other thing he brought up was the outhouse, which is just I'm absolutely dying. Just to think in 2003 going to church, it would be the winter. March of 2003 was the last congregation. So you'd go outside, use the privy. That was out in the outhouse. What was a typical Sunday like there?
Sundays were usually 22 to 25 people, give or take. That was about it. We would have one of the kids from up the road would come down and turn on the power to get the heat running, so that we would have Sunday school and church. It would be warm. The heat would be on.
Wow.
They didn't run it during the week. We had no We had no midweek service, no nothing. And there was no indoor plumbing, no toilet. The outhouse was outside of work great.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Do you remember any of the families, any of their last names or anything of any of the families that came to church?
Harold and Sylvia Race.
Bradford County Historical Society. Okay, I did find a Cadis Baptist Church photograph, and it's in the History of Bradford County that was published in 1995.
That's amazing. How can I get my hands on that?
Which are you specifically interested in?
I'm looking to see if I can find any more history.
Well, we do not appear to have that specific history. However, we do have a subject file for Warren churches, and it wouldn't surprise me if Harold and Sylvia Race put information in there, because Sylvia still lives right there in Cadis, and she's like a history book herself.
This is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to
Yeah,
be. This is like a book. I think she said page 75 or 76. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. So that church is up in this area. And I see churches.
Hello, you've reached the office of Warren Township.
We are sorry.
5106 is not in service.
Number you've dialed is not in service.
At the tone, please record your message.
Hi, Aaron. My name is Brian. I am calling with the Abandoned Upstate Project.
Yeah. Is this Sylvia Race?
Yes.
All right, you're talking about the old church that was on Cadis? Yeah, the only thing, that thing got leveled a couple of years ago, about a mile and a half up the road where the church used to be. I could give you his contact number, and he'd be able to help you, because he's got his aunt and whatever lives across the road that'd probably be very helpful.
Oh,
Hi, is this Sylvia?
yes.
Hi, Sylvia. My name is Brian, and I'm putting together a piece about Cadis Baptist Church.
I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I have to send a letter. She's in her 80s, so we are going to actually send a Christmas card, a picture of the church, a little letter, just explaining a little bit more what we're trying to do. Apparently, she has like a lot of information on the church. So at this point, it's been about 3 months. There's no reply from Sylvia, and while I have more history, the video feels incomplete. So we hop in the car and make the 3-hour drive to grab some drone footage of the church site.
Right, and here was one of the schoolhouses. It was like actually right in that area right there. That was Finch's Hollow.
Cadis Road.
Cadis Road. Should we stop by Sylvia's house?
And just like that, you drive by never knowing it existed at all. Did everyone just forget about this church?
We are here live at the site of the former Cadis Baptist Church. There's nothing left, but let's go take a look anyway. All right, here we are reporting live at the big hole in the ground here. Jess, if you'd be so kind, would you just bring the camera here? I'll show everybody what we're looking at. All right, everybody. This is it. This is the reason I believe that the church is gone. I think that Prince Holler Run was heading right for it, as you can see here.
Ironically named by the same family who donated the land.
All right, so we are at Sylvia's house. I don't think she's home, but maybe we can try again tomorrow before we head back out of town. I need the information on this church. She did not want to come to the door. She got my letter, and she was like, oh, hell no. Her son was like, nope. He's like, that sounds like fraud. Like, nope, don't do it. So we got some audio recordings.
My husband's grandfather helped build it.
That's amazing.
Well, in that book, I think it tells who were the first. I wrote that story. That Moulton, was the Dunhams and Moultons were the first people there. I think that Moulton lived between here and and Babcock Hill. There was a valley road.
A few more weeks have passed and there's been no word from Sylvia. So many calls and messages were never returned over the last few years documenting this project. I scraped together every bit of history online, but without firsthand accounts and documents, it all feels pointless. Between the creek and the community, was Cadis always destined to disappear? I'm Bryant, and this is Abandoned Upstate.